Hello and welcome again to another episode of This Month in Science. My name is Nicholas.
And I'm Kristen. Today we'll be looking at some exciting stories that highlight scientific discoveries and inventions, both locally and internationally, including some scientific advancements that happen right here at UAB.
To kick off the episode, let's dive into the world of marine ecology. A recent discovery has been made that fat can help coral to withstand repetitive bouts of heat stress. Marine ecologists know that climate change is warming oceans around the world, leading to bleached corals that are more susceptible to disease and storm damage. Through a study performed at the University of Western Australia, these bleached corals were found to survive these periods of heat stress. The study compared the rates of survival between corals of varying fat content after being repeatedly bleached. The corals with more fat to burn had to perform less healing and were able to resume a normal status within 1 year. Andrea Grattoli, professor in the School of Earth Sciences at Ohio State and principal investigator of the study, says that this research will help predict the survival rate of coral reefs under different environmental conditions.
That was very interesting. I always thought that bleached coral was dead coral.
I guess fat saves the day as far as coral is concerned. All animals use fat as a way to store energy, sort of like how a battery stores an electrical charge until it's used.
The researchers from our next story could attest to that, and tell us a lot more about energy storage. Throughout the history of mobile devices, one problem reigns supreme. Our batteries just won't hold a charge. This is indeed the main problem of lithium-ion batteries. They age and lose their potential storage capacity. Surprisingly, very little is known about what causes this aging process. What we do know is that the batteries lose up to 10% of their capacity during the initial charging cycle, and then every additional charge and discharge cycle reduces the storage capacity even further. Scientists at the Technical University of Munich have come up with two possible mechanisms for improving the life of the lithium-ion battery. The first is an improved method of building a pacifying layer on the battery's anode, and the second involves the modification of the cathode. This research will lead scientists down the road to making a more ageless type of battery.
I could sure use one of those whenever they get on the market.
You and me both. My phone refuses to stay charged.
Speaking of which, the test subjects from our next story are charging into a study here at UAB. Dr. Dean Sicking, inventor of many roadside protection devices and the safer barrier widely used in motorsports, is attempting to make football helmets safer. He is one of many researchers across the country trying to solve the widespread issue of concussions in football players. Dr. Sicking has created a unique testing facility to recreate football impacts and evaluate helmet performance using crash test dummies. Researchers analyzed helmet-to-helmet hits and have spent hours replaying footage to determine the more dangerous types of hits. Dr. Sicking proposes to establish a base standard that all football players must meet, along with a challenge standard that would have even more stringent requirements.
Way to use your head, Doc.
This isn't the first time scientific ingenuity has benefited society in ways that we don't tend to think about. Very recently, and only a few miles away from the UAB football field, veterinarians working at the Birmingham Zoo realized that they needed some help from engineers to fix an elephant's broken tusk.
Oh! I love elephants! I want this story!
Oh, alright then.
Cracks in elephant tusks can lead to infection, possibly even necessitating the removal of the tusk. Historically, cracks have been repaired by attaching a metal ring to the tusk to stabilize the crack and prevent it from going any further up the tusk. But when Dr. Brian Pillay of the UAB School of Engineering was approached with the task of fixing a 35-year-old elephant tusk, his immediate response was to innovate the process. Together with a team of researchers, Pillay and Dr. Sim, a veterinarian at the zoo, ended up putting layers of carbon fiber and fiberglass around the tusk, and then used a vacuum pump to suck in the resin up into the product. It set and became a hard structure capable of resisting the forces that resulted in the crack. It's the latest in technology, says Dr. Pillay, and a great deal lighter, stronger, and tougher than steel.
It just goes to show what scientists from different backgrounds can do when they put their heads together.
Yes, I think it's a wonderful story that attests to society's love of animals, as well as scientific ingenuity.
As big as that story was, our next story could blow it out of the water and into the atmosphere. You may or may not have heard about the recent controversy over the so-called EmDrive. This is a technology described as a reactionless or propellantless propulsion system. Theoretically, this system could allow spacecraft to reach an incredibly high speed, taking humans to the outer edge of the solar system in a matter of months. Issue surrounding the technology is that, to put it bluntly, it breaks physics. The Newtonian laws of conservation of momentum, as they are, don't allow for this type of propulsion to exist. It is said to work by pushing a magnet into a closed truncated cone and then pushing against the small end of the cone, propelling the craft forward. The MDrive is one of several hypothetical machines to use this model, and has seen a lot of undocumented and some documented research around the world. Most recently, NASA has performed their own tests on the MDrive that, believe it or not, saw positive thrust upon using the model. Once peer-reviewed, these studies could change the way physics are known and could even pave the way to interstellar travel.
What discovery can be bigger than changing physics?
I hope to hear more about the MDrive soon.
Me too. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Once again, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Nicholas. See you next time on This Month in Science.